bisschen genauer vielleicht? Es gibt 3 Disziplinen, die wir fahren. Direkt alle 3. Ist klar, du kannst ja auch gerne was aussuchen. Wir haben hier die Strandmatte und Trockenshampoo von Got2b.
Das geht doch gut voran. Dann überlege ich mir direkt mal eine nächste Frage, die wir stellen können. Hast du noch ein bisschen was in deinem Beutel?
Ja, ich habe noch 2-mal die gute Strandmatte und ein Trockenshampoo.
Okay, dann machen wir einfach mal mit dem Mann weiter, der gerade hier von uns nicht auf der Bühne steht. Wir haben das ja die letzten Tage zu dritt hier gemacht. Einer fehlt aber. Und zwar unser Experte, der hier wirklich eine Instanz ist, schon seit wirklich Jahrzehnten, muss man sagen. Den Surf Cup ohne ihn ist, glaube ich, kaum vorstellbar. Wir haben schon viele geredet, die sich überlegt haben, wie lange sie diesen Mann eigentlich schon kennen. Wie heißt denn eigentlich unser Experte, unser dritter Moderator hier, der euch in den letzten Tagen durch das komplette Event geleistet hat?
Ja,
ich höre es doch bis hier schon.
Vielleicht ein kleiner unfairer Vorteil, er steht direkt daneben. Wen haben wir denn hier?
Ingo Meier, Superstar.
Ich habe einen Perso vorgezeigt.
Ingo Meier ist natürlich absolut.
Deine eigenen Groupies habe ich gehört.
Sagen.
Dann greif gerne mal rein, such dir was aus.
Wenn das schon wieder stärker anfängt zu regnen, dann mache ich direkt mal weiter mit den nächsten Fragen. Eine letzte Sache hast du denn noch drin, oder wie?
Ah, 2.
2 Sachen noch.
Dann eine schwierigere Frage, dann kriegt die Person einfach beide.
Okay. Ich überlege. Dann machen wir es einfach so. Der Windsurf World Cup, der läuft ja schon ein paar Tage. Wie viele Tage denn genau? Das ist die Frage. Wann war die Eröffnungsfeier? Da wird sich gemeldet. Sean auf.
Ich habe schon gesehen. Jetzt versteckt sie sich gerade. Da kommst du jetzt nicht mehr dran vorbei. So, wen haben wir denn hier erstmal? Heute ist der 10. Tag und ich glaube, ihr habt hier ein bisschen zusammengearbeitet.
Deswegen lass doch einfach alles weg, was du hast, Sean. Sean, es wird ein bisschen kalt auf der Bühne, deswegen gehe ich jetzt mal runter, du darfst oben bleiben. Es geht weiter mit Yogi-Tee, passend dazu zum Aufwärmen vielleicht. Kannst du ja mal eine Frage stellen und ich werde hier mal die Tüte los mit einem Adventskalender, mit einem Geschirrtuch und auch mit einer Packung Classic Tea von Yogi-Tee.
Da fangen wir doch mit einer schwierigen Frage an. Ich sehe schon das Podium nachher. Welche Fahrerin im Wave steht denn nachher auf dieser Position?
2.
Ja.
Ich tippe schon mal, das ist eine Deutsche.
Die kommt aus Lübeck.
Stand vorher noch nie in einem PWA-Finale. Vorgestern. Und dann direkt der 2. Platz. Wer hat eine Ahnung? Mal schauen, vielleicht müssen wir noch Tipps geben.
Noch einen Tipp, sagst du? Lübeck, 21 Jahre jung, glaube ich. Du hattest sie im Interview. Was hat sie da denn gesagt?
Dass ihre Eltern zum Beispiel extra, ich muss mal hier ein bisschen zur Seite gehen, dass ihre Eltern heute extra angereist sind, nur um sie auf dem Podest zu sehen. Also wirklich eine schöne Sache. Du weißt es.
Ich glaube Maria Behrens.
Maria Behrens.
Absolut richtig.
Absolut richtig. Für dich ein Set von Yogi-Tee. Viel Spaß damit.
Mit einem schönen Adventskalender war das, ne, Silvik?
Genau. Und eben noch eine Packung Classic Yogi-Tee. Der übrigens auch der erste Tee ist, den diese Marke damals entwickelt hat.
Ja, dann lass uns da noch mal ein bisschen genauer drauf eingehen. Den nächsten Jutebeutel hier von Yogi-Tee mit Adventskalender, Geschirrtuch und einer Packung Classic gibt es für die Person, die mir eine Zutat von Yogi-Tee Classic nennen kann.
Oh, schwierig, aber könnte man wissen.
Du darfst doch gerne noch einen Tipp geben, sonst.
Geh einfach mal auf ein paar Leute zu und lass sie riechen. Wenn sie das vielleicht riechen können, dann geht das ja auch. Ah, aber hier wird sich schon gemeldet. Und du musst gar nicht riechen, oder was? Den habe ich erstmal hier. Süßholzwurzel. Das muss ich jetzt einmal schauen. Das ist auch, riecht auf jeden Fall sehr süß. Süßholzwurzel ist nicht drin. Aber du darfst nochmal, riech mal ran. Nimm aber beides. Nehmen wir sowohl Zimt als auch Nelken. Ist beides nämlich drin. Richtig, der Hauptbestandteil nämlich vom Classic Yogi Tee. Zimt, absolut richtig. Auch für dich gibt es dadurch einen Yogi Tee Beutel. Viel Spaß euch noch.
So, ich guck mal ganz schnell auf die Uhr. 3 Minuten haben wir noch bis zu unserer Mittagspause.
Gott, einer macht so schöne Übergänge wie du.
Dann ist es nämlich genau 1 von 1 bis 3 ist hier immer Mittagspause, wenn keine Wettkämpfe sind.
Und die letzte Frage lasse ich auch dir nochmal überschauen.
Die letzte Frage kommt von mir. Ja, ganz einfache haben wir denn. Und zwar nach der Mittagspause ist hier direkt was auf der Hauptbühne, was da geht doch schnell nach oben. Wen haben wir denn hier? Die Siegerehrung. Das ist absolut richtig. Er heißt Siegerehrung. Die Alpina-Tüte haben wir eine schöne Mütze drin und ein Sylt-Armband. Also viel Spaß damit.
Schon, wir sind ganz schön was losgeworden die Woche, ne?
Ja, einiges. Da müssen wir uns auf jeden Fall nachher nochmal bei den Sponsoren bedanken. 15 Uhr dann wie gesagt hier die Siegerehrung. Und ich würde sagen, wir retten uns jetzt erstmal ins Trockene.
Und hoffen dann, dass um 15 Uhr, wenn die Mittagspause vorbei ist, dann auch das Wetter wieder ein bisschen mitspielt. Habt eine schöne letzte Mittagspause hier beim Windsurf World Cup auf Sylt. Wir sehen uns um 15 Uhr bitte direkt hier wieder vor der großen Hauptbühne.
Holt euch vielleicht noch ein leckeres Getränk. Die ganzen Stände haben wir ja noch auf. Ein Crepe oder was wir sonst noch so haben.
Und dann lassen wir letztes Mal hier noch alle Sportlerinnen und Sportler so richtig hoch.
Okay, who is out there, who's watching, because we are not on yet. No, we are definitely not on yet, but the wind has swung round sideshore. There's a bit of a wave coming in. The women have been released for the day, so we do have obviously the single elimination champion. We have the top three: Marine Hunter winning it, Maria Behrens second place, Sarah Keita third, Justina Shaddy fourth, and we have got Marine Hunter coming into this studio soon. It's raining outside. She hasn't turned up, but she is coming. But what we were going to do, we're going to talk you through what's been happening. We're going to play you the highlights from yesterday. There's some good smashes on here. So we're going to play the highlights from yesterday, and then hopefully Marine will turn up in that time, and then we'll be doing an interview with her. Right, see you in a second. Hi, Marine. Miserable out there, isn't it? Fuck. I think we're just showing you the sun coming up, or is that the moon going down? Who knows, but it's early.
There's something about you I couldn't resist, and I had to know more, but you're at
First
the
job,
top. I'm just
Maria Behrens, nice forward from her.
What would you want me for? They tell me how I'm missing out.
Yeah, oh, backy! Oh, fair
so
play.
I think it's time to gather up.
Marine Hunter is the single elimination champion.
Oh my God.
Poured out my heart so
Yeah, you're about to win potentially your first PWA event. How did that feel? I never thought it would ever happen in my whole life.
Oh, well done. Congratulations.
So there we go, single elimination is done for the women. Marine Hunter taking the win. She's got to be super happy with that in some challenging conditions, and that back loop was the difference maker. Maria Behrens in second place, great result for her, and Sarah Keita made the most of being in that runners-up final and taking the third place, and she got a proper smashing in the shore break.
It's poisoning, infecting everything.
Next up, we're going into men's single elimination. It looks tricky out there, but we're going for it.
The darkness grows inside of me. The hell you breed is
It is possible, but the wind shouldn't drop anymore. It's already on the edge with the 5-3.
I won't be another victim, one more symptom of your sad, sick mind. Like a nightmare, you will never break me. You won't take me down, no, not this time. A coward.
Much more sure.
Do we need more wind?
Yeah.
Couple of good hits at the end, I like that.
Oh yeah, but it's fun.
You boys both got through, well done.
It's happy condition, man.
I won't be another victim, one more symptom of your sad, sick mind. Like a nightmare, you will.
Tell me what Sylt shore break is like.
Horrible, like insanely horrible.
Like a washing machine?
Yeah, no, like a pounding machine, like really heavy.
You're getting work, man. Still in the comp, they've gone on hold. It's looking pretty tricky just to get out there.
Yeah, the forecast predicted that it would get kind of light, so I think that's what just has happened.
I won't be another victim, one more symptom of your sad.
The wind never came back today, it just died and died, so there will be no more competition. The good news is we did get through to the last 16 riders in the men, and that is now a counting result for the tour. So it's not all for nothing, but there is one day left. There is another chance coming up tomorrow. It's a very small chance, and there is likelihood we could get slalom racing. So it is all not finished in Sylt. A good result in the women, but you will have to stay tuned to find out how the other fleets get on. Okay, so we've had a bit of a change of plan. We don't have Marine Hunter next to me. We have Mr. Well, no, it's definitely not Marine. This is Amado Freestyle, because the racing has been called off for the day. They want to prioritise the wave. The waves don't look great, I won't lie, but it has been called off. So you are officially back-to-back Sylt World Cup champions. That's pretty impressive, because this is not an easy place to do back-to-back wins. Yeah, first place in Sylt again.
Yeah. Yes.
Easy.
Easy, that's just like that. No.
I mean, if you guys have not been following the live stream, you wouldn't have seen. He had an absolutely hectic last day of racing. On the last day of racing, we had 3 eliminations in one day.
Yeah.
And you had a 22.5 and a 22.5. You needed that second discard.
I had not even a millimeter to make a mistake.
Yeah. It was pretty impressive, because on the first... It's on air, yeah. It's... okay, just check his mic's working. It is on air, but...
Hello, test.
Everyone hearing him?
I don't hear myself.
Yeah. I know, I was just going to say, and then the first race, you went down at the first mark. Was it the first one?
The second one.
Was that the second elimination? Okay, yeah. So the first elimination, you smashed this first one, third place.
Yeah, I came from that last to third.
That was it. You had a comeback in the first one, and then the second elimination you crashed at the first mark. And if you watch back the video, one bit where he just rips the rig out the water, you have to see it. I don't think we've got it lined up, but I will find it in the aftermath of this competition, because there's like a moment where it's just frigging crazy. And then the last one you won.
Yeah.
Which that then gives you the lead in the overall. So that day, if that had been the last day of the competition, it would have been pretty stressful. I mean, if we'd have raced today, it would have been a pretty stressful day, because I think there's like 5 points separating the...
I think it's very close in the top.
Yeah. Top points. So the overall points have just come in. Obviously, we're seeing action from the last couple of days of racing, but the results for the overall have just come in. Maciek Rakowski actually finished 8th here, but he discards it. He's still leading the tour. Matteo Iuchino is level points with Maciek going into the last event in Japan, because Japan's the next one. Pierre Mortavon is 1 place behind, 1 point behind, in 3rd, who is also level with Johan So, who is level points with Pierre. So there's 1 point separating the top 4, and you've moved up now, 5th place, just behind.
And I see it's 2 points different.
And it's 2 points different to you. So it's like going into Japan, the tightness of that is going to be absolutely incredible.
Crazy, yeah,
incredible. So the racing is good. You're obviously enjoying foil racing.
Yes, I do. Is
that? I mean, there is talk of splitting stuff. But you're fully behind. You've given up with the IQ foil now. Is that you've done?
Yes. So in the beginning of the year, I was still doing IQ until up to the first PWA in Garda. Until a week before, I was still not sure if I'm gonna do full PWA or full IQ, because it would be one or the other. At the end, it was a super hard decision. I quit with the IQ and came to things, so everything was new, all the sales. So I feel personally that I was not ready.
Yeah.
Had a bad event in Garda with stuff breaking, with not so many eliminations, so I was already on the back foot. And it was the same thing actually with the Canaries. Like the setups I was using there was the first time in those heats.
Yeah.
And on this level you cannot do that. Really, you need to have everything on point. You need to go underwater knowing what you have and how does it feel, and not taking the first heat and like, oh, how does this feel, or especially with those high winds.
Yeah.
So I felt I was a bit on the back foot. I had fun. And then to top it off here now with a win feels good.
Yeah, and now back in with world title contention, because as we've seen in these events, the difference is so small. Well, we can see it here at this event. Maciek's in 8th, but he's not far to 1st.
Yeah.
So Japan will decide the world title, and it isn't going to be, because if you look at people's discards, I mean, I think Matteo's got the best discard, as it would be a 6th. But 6, if you finish 1st, he has to use a discard, or even 4th, I think you still win. So it's like, it is going to be a very interesting battle.
In Japan, anything can happen. We can have strong wind, we can have super light winds. Yeah, and you say like
of everything.
Yes, and you say that the differences are so small, so a small mistake is gonna.
Yeah, and that's what's so good. If you've been watching the racing, at no 1 point has someone run away with it this year. No. I don't think it's happened in any competitions.
No,
it just feels like, depending on the day, depends who's on it on that day. And the mad thing is here in Sylt, like racing in the swell, from a visual point of view, looked epic. What was it like from your...
Yeah, it was not easy at all. There were so many factors coming into play, like to just even make it to the first mark while pushing.
Yeah.
You have all those guys around you have to take account. You have the waves, you have the swell, I mean the current. We also had some seaweed here, so the whole setup of foil power-wise was completely different. So everybody was in the middle of a no man's land while going out.
Yeah.
And because of the shore break, it's also not let's go to the beach, put some more angle, some more power, more rake, whatever. So kind of what you went out with is what you have to deal with.
Yeah.
So it was always like a big question mark before going out. And so. Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's been super interesting. Probably the best racing I've seen for a long time, especially within the closeness, of the guys. Yes, we're seeing, normal names up there, Pierre Mortavon, Matteo Iuchino. We used to seeing those names up there for the last, I don't know how many years, but now we're adding your name in there, Johan So in there, obviously Maciek, last year's champion, is in there, and then Enrico Marotti, Becker, Bruno Martini, Preen's been showing good form. There's been lots of people that are having individual brilliant days.
Yes.
But at the moment, maybe not putting a whole series together. But it's made for some super exciting racing. So that is it. We are going to run through, like I said, the champions of this event so far. So it's only like a little short interview. I'm sure we'll be catching up with Amado at some point during the year, and especially before Japan. We'll be counting that down. I think next we're going to have Marine Hunter in the waves. Yes, we are.
She's ready to come.
Yeah, so before we get her in, we're going to go to some adverts. Congratulations, dude. Well deserved. Anyone who can win in Sylt, it is thoroughly deserved. It's not an easy week. 10 days mentally is...
Oh, the freestyle and everything.
Oh, yeah. And the plumbing freestyle. Yeah. That was a pretty stressful day.
It's definitely some fun, but yeah, it's stressful. Especially with the slalom, you're on hold. Like we're filling up the gaps.
Yeah.
So if there's no freestyle, no wave, well,
bring him in.
It's a 90% sure we have to go. So and then you have the hour, so you're not going to go home and relax because you know you have so much stuff to prepare.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one,
yeah,
this 10 days.
Stuff. Congratulations, man. We'll definitely be seeing you in Japan.
Thank you.
We're going to cut to some adverts and then we'll be bringing in Marine Hunter. He's off.
Irgendwo da draußen ist er, der perfekte Urlaub, wo die Zeit stillsteht und man glücklich ist und man spürt, dass immer jemand für dich da ist. Lass dich treiben. Komm mit.
Schauinslandreisen.
Urlaub in besten Händen.
Got to be. Gemeinsam für euch. Ultra starker Halt. Den ganzen Tag. Für matte Looks. Auf jeder Welle. Sofortiges Volumen im Handumdrehen. Got to be. For whoever you want to be.
Heineken celebrates 150 years of the perfect serve. It should be served in its purest form.
More ice?
Quality brew with malt hops and water for a crisp taste that needs nothing else.
Can I get some limes, por favor?
Pour at 45-degree angle and sculpt to perfection.
Sparen war gestern. Jetzt einfach anlegen mit Smarvesto. Die digitale Vermögensverwaltung mit künstlicher Intelligenz. Smarvesto analysiert täglich die Märkte der ETFs und ETCs und optimiert Ihre Geldanlage. Jetzt einfach anlegen auf smarvesto.de.
Tja, unser Buddy hatte eine OP vor 2 Wochen. Da ging's ihm ganz schön schlecht. Zum Glück hat die Hanse Merkur die Tierklinik bezahlt. Und jetzt sind alle wieder glücklich.
Eine Leistung unserer Tierversicherung. Hand in Hand ist Hanse Merkur. Ausgezeichnet von Stiftung Warentest.
Volkswagen.
Escaping reality and reconnecting with yourself. Adventure awaits.
Okay, so yeah, we're back. Still on hold at the moment for men's wave. All the other fleets have been released. I think the next possible start is 1:50. It's not looking perfect, I've got to be honest, but there is a few little waves around there. If the wind picks up, you never know. But one thing is for sure, the women's wave has been called off. The single elimination will be the full result. So you are officially a World Cup winner.
That feels so amazing.
I mean, that's impressive stuff. Marine Hunter winning her first ever PWA single elimination final, which is always a big deal. But, you know, sometimes there can be more wind. You can get the double elimination. I mean, how does it feel? Because firstly, we had, I thought, very nice conditions for that single elimination. Obviously, you didn't sail the final in those conditions, but the conditions, few people, you know, who were maybe into racing were like, oh, they're not playing in. But in wave sailing terms, I thought it was pretty nice.
I loved it. I mean, wave sailing is really what I like the most. Just like going for waves, and it's just so my thing. Just like wobbling out, have a couple of waves, just. Like for me, it's super chill. It gets so much pressure off when I don't have the jumps in a heat. And also the heats were super long. So it really gives you the time to, just have a look at the waves, pick the one you want, try, maybe crash a few. And like for me, I was really in no stress mode, and that really helps.
I mean, the views we're seeing now was actually from the final. So for anyone who didn't tune in, didn't see it, basically we sailed most of the single elimination in float and ride, like really nice. Like there was some odd head high waves coming through, some nice bowly sections, and that's when you did all the damage. You know, that's when you took out the big seed. You took out Sarah Keita. I mean, must be a dream as a woman wave sailor, a woman freestyler, a woman slalom sailor, to beat Sarah Keita. You know, whether you go on to do whatever, but just to take her down, that's a big heat.
Yeah, I mean, I know I can never take her down on the jumps. I mean, she's really brilliant. But yeah, on the wave riding, I'm super, super happy. It happened already once in Morocco. We also had some float and ride conditions, but on starboard tack. And
so you beat her twice?
Yes!
Blimmin' heck, okay. That's some good scalping right there.
So yeah, good to know that I know I can also beat her on port tack. And yeah, But yeah, it was so close. It was really, really close.
Yeah, because you had, like, in that semi-final, which is when it was, you had a really nice vert, deep, like, sort of bowl. Fins come out. I mean, we saw it obviously on the live stream, and we were like, oh, that's probably it. Like, because that was the best hit we saw all day for me. It scored probably the highest score of the day. It was a decent hit. And again, I always say this on the live stream, though, but people have different conditions which they excel in. And we don't usually get those conditions. And I think it was super nice to see you girls competing in that. Maria Behrens, who was in the final with you as well, she was a real standout. And she had some, you know, Lena Erpenstein in the first round, which was also not easy.
Yeah, she had she really had amazing waves. I saw her, doing like super nice turns with like spray, like really like hitting the critical section. And she was riding amazing.
Yeah.
So it's really good that we have different conditions. Maybe we could get this maybe in Tenerife, but we didn't have the event for a couple of years. And we don't have that kind of conditions very often, unless in Sylt, sometimes with luck. And
So just for people who don't know you, what is your background, where you live, what's your like local sailing spot? Because someone Cape Verde, I see you've been to Cape Verde.
Oh yeah, Cape Verde was really, really epic. I think I get a bit tired of going to the same places every year, but I will definitely go back to Cape Verde, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, competitions are different for me. It's a great like social event as a windsurfer, because usually, you know, you just drive to the beach, you sail, maybe you chat with a couple of friends, and then you go back to work or your life or whatever. And whereas during competitions, you really share such a special moment, like super intense, and you spend like really special moments with like people you don't know, and you party. Everybody goes to parties afterwards, and like it's for me, I really like this vibe.
Yeah.
And it also really pushes my sailing, obviously, but I really like the social aspect of competitions.
Sounds good. What's on your list? Are you going to Maui? Because obviously Maui is the last competition. You just won this one. I was going to say, was it planned already, or is that new plans? You're like, hang on a minute, I need to go to Maui now.
No, it was planned in my head, but I procrastinated it actually booking the plane tickets and all, so I still haven't done anything basically.
Okay.
But yeah, I had vacations planned, so it won't be like coming out of the blue.
Okay.
And I was thinking, I will see. Maybe I will jump, just make a little pit stop in Ireland for the Mayo Mayhem before going.
All right.
I have some friends there who told me, if you want to come, I can drive you to the camp and we can go together. I was like, oh, maybe. I love this place. It's great.
Yeah. I've been watching your sort of progress over the years, and you have been going, like I say, Scotland, Tyree, Ireland, Cape Verde. It might be interesting. Well, it will be interesting how well you get on in Maui, because have you sailed in Maui before?
Once for the Aloha Classic, I think it was 4 years ago now.
Okay. How did you get on? How did you feel at Hookkeeper? Because Hookkeeper's a kind of special place.
Well, I broke everything that was possible.
Okay, well, that's kind of normal for the first. Was that your first trip to Maui?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maui is. It's weird. The worst thing you could do with Maui is go to a soft wave first and then go to Maui. It's the same as if you're in Australia, you go to like Geraldton and then you go to Margaret River, and it's the wrong way round, because then you get really relaxed. I'll just come up, I hit the lip, and then you go and get absolutely sessioned. Sylt. Well, you obviously like Sylt now.
I always liked it, sort of, because, the vibe here is amazing. You have such a crowd on the beach that's cheering, mainly for German riders, but, still, it really makes you feel like you're the star of the show, whereas, during some other events, you have the live stream, but, there's less people attending the event, less spectators and stuff, and now... Yeah. We have, it sounds stupid, but we have free food, we have parties all the time.
Yeah, but it does make a difference as a sailor these days.
And for me, it's the second time I get free accommodation here. I was always in the van taking cold showers and stuff, during the whole event. So yeah, I know many sailors don't really like the conditions here, but for me as a European sailor, maybe I can relate more to the sailing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was also such a long road, to being comfortable finally in onshore winds here. It's such a tricky place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like it. It feels more like home than Pozzo, which is a super dry island with super, super high winds.
Yeah.
And, so yeah.
It's good to mix it up. So there we go. We will be seeing Marine Hunter in Maui. We look forward to that. Next up, we're going to get Leonard Neubauer in, winning his first ever PWA event, Freestyler, obviously. But before that, we're going to have some quick impressions of Sylt this week. Okay, so there you go. Wide shot of what Sylt is looking like right now. There's a bit of rain in the air. The wind is cross shore, though. Are we going to get some waves? The surfers are definitely having a few waves. It's not all over for the wave sailors, but every other fleet has been released. And the fleet we're talking to next, the Freestyle fleet, has been released for quite a while. Yep. You did your double elimination. What? How many days ago was that?
That was on day 3. I cannot even remember. I don't even know.
5 or 6 days ago. So you've had a bit of a week, a bit of an easier week this week. Yeah. Been doing lots of interviews?
Been doing quite a few interviews and enjoying just beautiful weather, actually, mostly. So did some Sylt holidays here and there. But it was also cool, of course, to watch the slalom and some of the wave. At least they tried. So
you didn't fancy doing the wave?
Not this year. I didn't have enough training in Cape Town. I wasn't able to jump yet in January. And
I'm going to intervene here because I saw you sailing in Pozzo this year. You obviously made it to the under-20s final with Liam Dunkerbeck.
Yeah.
And you gave him a good run and you beat a lot of people, had some good heat. This guy can wave sail, trust me. He is. You're going to be seeing him in the wave fleets, I'm sure, in the future. Obviously, winning your first competition on the PWA, I should say, main PWA tour. This is your first one.